I wrote something earlier today, and I don't want to see these kids get exploited. The kids that play college football, they're already exploited by the system. The system's inherently corrupt, and it has been for decades. For decades. College football, I think, has been delaying the reckoning that they knew was coming eventually. I think it's amazing it took as long as it did. The antitrust laws ultimately are the weapon that will blow up the college football model, and it's in the process as kind of a slow-motion implosion. The NIL is the first step. At some point, they're going to have to pay these kids. The NCAA is just cover for widespread antitrust violations where these schools band together. They don't truly compete for the services of the players. They limit what they can give them, so we don't have a bidding war and we don't have teams get priced out of the market. Well, we're seeing it happen with NIL. NIL. That's the opening for EA Sports to come back and put its very popular college football video game on the market. Sports Business Journal reported today that EA is going to offer $600 each to 11,000 players, the 85 scholarship players on the various NCAA Division I programs, 134 I think there are right now. I did the math. It's a $6.6 million budget to have the names, the images, and the likenesses of the players that they can no longer rip off by just using the number or just using very vague general things so we know who the guy is, but it's officially not him. I just think 600 isn't close to what the value is to the player. And you're going to have a lot of players who are just happy to be in the game. They're happy to get the $600. They don't realize you got to pay taxes on it. They don't stop and think that $600 really doesn't buy all that much. Is it a fair transaction? And this is where it hurts the players to not have a union, to not have a collective group that can stand up to the NCAA and or EA and say, sorry, that doesn't do it. You're not getting the rights to all these players under our group licensing program for $600 per person. It just doesn't cut it. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because I think what will occur is a lot of guys will just take that $600 plus a free copy of the game and run. And there'll be pressure on them by their friends, family, fans. You don't want to be the one that keeps the game from being realistic. You don't want to stand out like a sore thumb. Remember when LeVar Arrington refused to be part of the EA Sports Madden series, and it was just linebacker 56? He didn't want to be part of it. And they still made it clear it was him, which might have been another issue entirely. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that undermines the enjoyment that fans supposedly are going to have now that it's in the game, and all that stuff. So I'd like to think that somebody at EA has enough of a conscience that they realize $600, kind of screwing the kids. And yeah, they're probably going to take it, and they're adults. They've got the right to take it. They're old enough to vote. They're old enough to join the armed services if they want to. It doesn't mean you should screw them. Does it, EA? Somebody there, some executive who supposedly has a title that would suggest they're responsible for, not being an asshole. $600 is kind of an asshole offer, in my opinion. I would reject it, but then again, I'm not 20 years old and thinking about how much pizza I could buy for $600, and I get a free copy of the game. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.